Good evening. Welcome to today's live session of My Teacher, the live classroom of the UAE. As you know, it's a live program basically meant for the Indian students who are residing in UAE, studying in the different schools of the UAE. Today, my plan is to go ahead with the discussion of certain contents of or questions basically in physics for the grade 10. So, dear parents and my dear students who may be watching this program, so tune into this for the coming hour and watch this and see what all questions you know and what all questions you do not know. You make a note on the doubtful areas, and of course, you get back to us. There is a telephone number you can see at the bottom of the screen. You would be able to call us and say or ask what's your confusion and get them cleared. So, before we move on to the session of today, I would like to tell you a few things in general about the grade 10 students. All of you must be having the date sheet with you. It's just announced last week, and you may be in some areas you may be happy, some areas you may be a little tensed. Whatever it is, you plan your preparations effectively depending upon how many days available, and you have the SA2 examinations commencing in the first week of March, and maybe now you may be having some exams of the school FAs. Whatever it is, you plan in such a way. Very first thing what you have to do is you make sure you have got a good materials with you for your preparations, like textbook, and there may be precise notes given by the teachers. So, you arrange everything one by one and keep them ready for your ready reference, and you may be having some reference books or guides, whatever it is. And whenever you prepare, you make a note on what all doubts you have and get them cleared at the earliest possible time. So, 10th standard, now SA1 is over, SA1 results you have. Now, we are moving towards the SA2 examinations. The overall performance of 10th standard is going to be the deciding factor for you to get into 11th. So, very first thing is in 10th, whatever you learn, you make sure that you learn it by getting a clear picture on that rather than mugging them up. Now, some of you may be having tension about what to be done after 10th, especially some parents. So, after 10th, you must be having issues about what to choose, which stream should I go for, science stream or commerce stream. In science stream itself, should I go for with maths or without maths? All these things basically depend on the interest of the student. Just understand the caliber of your son or daughter. This is my request to the parent community rather, those who are looking for the admissions in grade 11. First, you see what is the caliber of your son or daughter, or means what is he opting for. Whereas, if given mathematics stream, will he be able to cope up, or is he good in maths? So, identify the interesting or areas of interest of your child. It's the very first thing. Then you see what prospects you will have after finishing this particular course, maybe after 12th. Just see, suppose the child is very good in studies and very good in the medical stream, or very good in taking up the medical stream, and he has a strong determination that I have to take up the medical profession after 12th. Surely, I would rather recommend no need to take mathematics. Maybe there may be a difference of opinions, because reducing mathematics from your stream will definitely help you to do a lot on the other subjects which are relevant or which are required for getting good score plus getting admission to medical courses. But of course, if you are not taking mathematics in 11th, you are closing a door which will be open to a wider perspective. That means, if you are not taking maths, you are not eligible to apply for any of the engineering streams. So, that is why at the beginning I said, if you are very determined or if you are very good in biology or if you are very good in medical stream, or if you think that you have to do, you can do very much in that area, or you have only one ambition like that. That much strong desire if you have, I do not recommend taking you mathematics. Instead, if you are doubtful, okay, sometimes I may be going for medical or sometimes engineering. So, depending upon if you are in a dilemma or if you are not sure about that, it is better to opt for mathematics as well, because it will open to all the doors or all the directions it will go to or it can lead to. That is one thing. And of course, should I go for commerce or science, both the streams have got their own difficulties. So, we cannot these days underestimate any of the streams. Whichever streams you take up, I mentioned at the beginning, first thinking is that am I interested in that, right, or will my child be able to cope up with that. Okay. One more thing I want to tell you is, suppose you are this is again request to the parents community. If you are a doctor, or if you are in the medical field, or if you can give a strong support to him to come out, or when he passes out, you will be able to provide a good platform for him to grow, surely you can opt for medical stream. Instead, if you are an engineer or you are very much established in an engineering field, that means as a father you would be able to definitely, as a father or mother, you will be able to definitely help you out as he passes out. Surely opt for engineering, then you do not take biology. And two, we have streams like especially in Sharjah Indian School and schools like that, you have some streams what you call as engineering graphics. Then that will also be helpful for those who are going for mechanical, those who are going for architecture and all. So, there are streams like that. Opt the streams which are relevant for the future studies. And as I mentioned before, these days there are good prospects in the commerce streams as well. So, you have to think on in that direction as well, because whenever we go out from class 10, normally the thinking comes, oh, medical or engineering. If it is not, then we will go to the something else. But these days the those kind of thinkings have no rule, no role for that. Rather, you think in a global perspective, you think on and see what are the job prospects available, and you see what are the the new trends coming up. Accordingly, you choose your stream. Again, let me underline, it all depends on the liking of the child. Okay, it should not be purely based on the liking of the parent, because he has, or the student has to take up the work in the school and he has to study. It is not the parent who is going to prepare and being ready. So, of course, you can advise, of course, that is very much required, but at the same time, if the student is very much reluctant to take up something, this is what I have been seeing these years in the school. Like if the student is not very much interested in one of the streams, better go ahead according to his or her wish. That is my advice to you when you take up grade 11 stream. Okay, so that is one thing, and my appeal to the student community, those who are going to take up the grade 11, you see a major handicap we have in grade 11 is that when you just after finishing grade 10 examination, board examination, you are getting into grade 11. So, what happens is after a big you may be feeling as a big you have a big relief when you come out from the grade 10 board examination. So, without much of a gap, you are getting into grade 11 over here. So, what happens is those the beginning days of grade 11, April, May and all, you may have a relaxed approach to your studies, during which many very strong and fundamental concepts are going to be taught in the school. So, this will slipping away these areas from your grip will definitely affect your studies in the coming days. This is one of the problems which I have been seeing in the grade 11 students in the Gulf, because in the month of April you are starting with your grade 11 just after 10th. So, what happens is there are lots of when you go from 10 to 11, a big leap is there, a big jump is there from a portion wise, subject wise, content wise, depth wise and all, very big leap is there when you go from 10th to 11th. So, with that, if you are a little relaxed as well, so you will find it really difficult to cope up. If you do not have a strong foundation, if you do not develop a strong foundation in grade 11, surely it will affect your grade 12 portions, grade 12 performance as well. Not only that, after 12th, for any entrance examinations, for any professional courses you are going to join, all these exams, all these areas you will need the contents you have done in grade 11. That means, if you do not have a strong foundation in grade 11, you will be struggling throughout. So, it will be very difficult to recover it on a later stage. So, my advice to the students who are going to take up grade 11 is that you think twice before getting into a stream, take up it with positive spirit, and from the day one you start preparing whatever you are doing in the school and try to cope up with what you are doing in the school. In the school all the subjects are being taught and you follow what you are doing in the classes, and surely you have to clear the confusions or doubts with your teachers in the school. That is very much required. If you are able to tune with what you are doing in the school, you will get a lot of time as well to sit and prepare at home as well. Okay, so, and two, if you have a strong tuning at the beginning itself, throughout the year you will be finding it really comfortable to go ahead. So, with all these notes of transition from grade 10 to 11, today we are going to discuss some contents on grade 10 portions. So, last week I think, last week we had done some areas of grade 10. In grade 10 physics, we have portions of light. In light, we have reflection, refraction, mirrors, lenses, defects of vision. Then what else we have is the numericals and based on the concepts based on that. And we have even concepts of scattering of light, things like that. Okay. One of the major things you have to be well clear with is the sign convention to be used for lenses and mirrors. Remember, my dear students, we are getting into the contents, and you can make a note on what we are discussing now. If you have any doubts, you make a note and call and ask. Okay, definitely I will be able to help you out in solving the questions. And one more thing I want to tell you is, when you prepare for the Essay 2 examination, in addition to the materials that you have with you, in addition to the textbook, notes, reference books and all, you have to download some of the question papers which are recently uploaded in CBSE's website. And in the CBSE's website, all the subjects together is given in the zip format. So, download all the files and take the necessary files of yours. Remember, it has got question paper and separately it is given the marking scheme as well. So, I will suggest a method. You finish off all the preparations and you want to assess yourself where I have reached. Just go to CBSE's website, download the main examination question paper. There are 3 question papers. Okay, 3 question papers means 4 in is there outside is there, and Delhi also is there. So, these 3 regions question papers are available in the website. So, download them and solve one of the question papers. Sit at home, 3 hours you take. One of the question papers I will show you today. We will discuss some questions from that as well. But all the subjects like physics, chemistry, biology all together, you try to solve it in 3 hours time or the time allotted, and it is there in the question paper, and even the data also you observe from the paper. Answer it in the stipulated time itself, plus after finishing the answers you go to the website again, download the marking scheme of that particular paper as well, so that rather than depending upon any guides or any books of that sort, it is better you look at the answers given by the CBSE and what is their expectation, what they want you to write as the answers. You can find out where all you made the mistakes. You yourself should be the evaluator, so you can make out where all what all mistakes you have done and what extra you have written. That also is important, because within the given time you will have to complete the answers. What you have done extra, what is expected, what is missing, all these you will be able to make out on each answer. Carefully you go through the marking scheme and find out the remedies. All right. So, I hope it is clear. So, download those papers and practice. All right. Now, today we will do some of the questions from today my plan is this way, that is after some questions I will show you an interesting video as well. After that again we will do some questions and we will wind up the show that way. Okay. So, again I am telling you, if at all you have any confusions or doubts, you may please get back to us. Okay. Now, you look at a question given there. See the question. Sorry. Trace on your answer sheet the path of the monochromatic ray AO incident on a glass prism and mark the angle of deviation. Okay. So, that is the first question. Trace on your answer sheet the path of monochromatic ray. What do you mean by monochromatic ray? Monochromatic ray simply means a ray with a single wavelength, that is just one color. Okay, just one color. That is, say for example, red light can be called as a monochromatic light. What is the opposite term to that? Monochromatic, and then we can say polychromatic. Polychromatic is what is white. Okay. So, I hope you have seen the question. So, there is a prism given. Okay. A light ray is passing through it. This is monochromatic ray. AO is the monochromatic ray, that means single wavelength. And you have to mark the angle of deviation. Okay. So, what you should do is you just trace the light ray like this, passing through it, and finally it will come out like this. This is the path, you know this diagram. And what the question is, we have to mark the angle of deviation. By the way, what do you mean by angle of deviation? Angle of deviation, how do you define? Suppose if the question comes, define angle of deviation, what you will write? Angle of deviation is like, you know, a light ray is passing like this through the prism. By the time it comes out, it gets deviated. So, this is how it is going and this is how it is coming out also. Right. So, there is an angle between the direction of the incident ray and the emergent ray. This angle, that means, see, this is the direction of the incident ray. Hope you have seen this. See, this is the direction of the incident ray and this is the direction of the emergent ray, right. So, this angle we can call this as the angle of deviation. So, that is the first answer. Angle of deviation is the angle between the directions of the incident ray and emergent ray. Understood? All right. So, that is the first answer. Now, second part of the question says, just say I will read out the question. If the ray was a white light, a ray of white light, if AO were a ray of white light, describe what will you observe on the screen BC placed near the prism. There is a screen placed. If it was a white light, what would have been, what would you observe there? What you would see if it is white light? So, this is single color, correct, that is why it is going like that. If it was white light, you know, white light consists of 7 colors, correct, violet to red, 7 colors are there. These 7 colors have got 7 different wavelengths, sorry, 7 different wavelengths. Since they have 7 different wavelengths, while they pass through the prism, they will have 7 different speeds. Speed will be different. If they have 7 different speeds, what else will happen? They will have 7 different amounts of deviation. So, these 7 colors will deviate differently. That is what is happening here. So, that means you know the violet light has got shortest wavelength. So, for the violet light the deviation will be maximum, and red light the deviation would be minimum. You know the VIBGYOR, the 7 colors VIBGYOR, right. Violet has the shortest wavelength they will have maximum deviation in the prism. That means if it is white light, what happens? If it is white light, what happens is this light would become violet. Similarly, other 7 colors all will be deviated in 7 with 7 different amounts, and this would be red. So, red has minimum deviation, violet has maximum deviation. That is what you observe when white light is passing through the prism. Write the name of this phenomenon. That is another question. So, first question is describe what will you observe on the screen. That is white light splits into 7 different colors. Okay. Second thing, see, you might have seen this question. Second question, write the name of the phenomenon, state the cause of the phenomenon. What does it prove about the constituents of white light? So, once again I will tell you about the question. So, you may not be able to see it on the screen, just I will tell you the questions. First question, if AO were a ray of white light, what would you observe on the screen placed near the prism? Answer, it will split into 7 colors. Number 2, write the name of the phenomenon. Name of the phenomenon is dispersion, you know that, okay, dispersion. 3, state the cause of this phenomenon. What is the cause of phenomenon? White light consists of 7 colors having 7 different wavelengths. They have 7 different speeds while passing through the prism. So, varying speeds of light rays or these colors in the prism is what is the reason for the difference in the deviations. So, that is why it splits into 7 colors. And what does it prove about the constituent of white light? So, it shows that white light consists of 7 different colors. Also, it consists of 7 colors, correct? All right. Now, we will move on to the next question. See the question, next question. So, all questions I have taken from the past papers. Look at the question. Define the following in terms of, in the case of, following terms in the case of concave mirror. That is one question. So, you have to define pole, radius of curvature, principal axis and principal focus. Okay. So, first let me explain about that. First, pole. How do you define pole? Remember, whenever you get a questions of this sort, very first what you have to see is it a mirror or lens? This is the case of a mirror. But for mirror only the term pole comes. For lens, what do we say instead of pole? We use the term optic center. For lens we say optic center, and for mirror it is a pole. So, what exactly is a pole? See, a mirror, if you have a mirror, the geometric center, the geometric center is what is called pole. The geometric center of the spherical mirror is called pole, right. Next is radius of curvature. You know, a spherical mirror is made from, a spherical mirror is actually part of a sphere, right. There is a sphere. The sphere has got what all a center, right. If a sphere, see this, if I draw a sphere here, sphere has a center. This center is what is called center of curvature, okay. Because the, what you say, we can say there is a transparent spherical surface or sphere, a part of that you are taking, and this is what you take as the mirror, and this point we call it as center of curvature. This is center of curvature, and this term is what you call as radius of curvature, the distance here. So, this point is pole, this is center of curvature, the P to see this distance, you know, this is what you call as radius of curvature. So, what is the definition of radius of curvature? It is the distance between the center and pole, otherwise it is the radius of the sphere. This is how we normally define. It is the radius of the sphere of which the mirror is a part, the spherical mirror is a part. Then principal axis, this straight line joining the pole and center of curvature, this straight line is called principal axis. And what about principal focus? See, for a mirror, as far as the term principal focus is concerned, for concave mirror we say those parallel light rays parallel to the principal axis will meet at a point on the principal axis. That point is the principal focus. That is, if suppose we make a concave mirror, this is a concave mirror, right. So, the light rays parallel to this will all meet at a point. This point is the principal focus of the concave mirror. How about if it is a convex mirror? See, this is convex mirror. Okay, so this convex mirror, if the light rays are falling like this, what will happen to these rays? These rays will diverge away. The convex mirror, the rays will diverge away. Why means how it what you can make out from this is when it diverges away, these light rays are appeared to be coming from here, this point. You extend these rays backwards, the virtual point. This is the focus of convex mirror. So how do you define therefore principal focus of a mirror generally, spherical mirror? Principal focus we can define like this. It is this principal focus is the point where the parallel light rays parallel to the principal axis meet, or in the case of meeting in the case of concave mirror, or appear to meet in the case of convex mirror. For a concave mirror, the parallel light rays parallel to the principal axis will actually meet, and for a convex mirror, the parallel light rays parallel to the principal axis will appear to meet. That point is called principal focus. So I defined the three terms: pole, radius of curvature, principal axis, and principal focus. Any confusion, any doubts? Okay. Now one more point, one more question we will see. After that I will show you some interesting videos. Let's see. Okay. So one question, I will read it out. Suppose you want to observe an erect image of a candle flame using a concave mirror of focal length 20 cm. State the range of distance of the candle flame from the mirror. List the two characteristics of the observed image. Draw the diagram to show the formation of an image of the image in that case. Okay. Anyway, this is what is it to say. Suppose you want to observe an erect image of a candle flame using a concave mirror of focal length 20 cm. So the focal length is 20 cm of the concave mirror, and we want to get an erect image. Image should be erect. Erect images are always virtual. Remember that. Okay, we have to find out the range of distance of the candle flame from the mirror. Okay, now listen. You want to observe what kind of image? Erect image. See, if the object is this way, image would be upside down, and we can call such images are real, and it is inverted images. But here we are getting an erect image. What you can make out about the erect image? Erect image is like virtual and concave mirror forms. You know that we have studied the different types of images. Concave mirror, it forms both real and virtual images, and erect images are always virtual image, right? And concave mirror always forms real images if the object is after focus, beyond focus, right? So for a concave mirror, that's why concave mirror is used as shaving mirror. The object is to be kept close to the mirror. Otherwise, we can say it should be between focus and the mirror, or between focus and the pole. You have to keep the mirror, keep the object in front of the mirror. Then only we will get an erect virtual image. So remember, erect image formed by a convex mirror. Erect image is always virtual, right? Concave mirror forms virtual image only when the object is between focus and pole. What's the focal length you are given? Focal length is 20 centimeter. So within 20 centimeter, the distance should be from the pole. So from the pole, within 20 centimeter, if the object is kept, we will get an erect image. So what's the question asked here is, you want to observe an erect image of a candle flame using a concave mirror of focal length 20 centimeter. Where we will keep the object, therefore, what's the range of distance? From pole to 20. Within that you have to keep. Then only you will get an erect virtual enlarged image. Two other characteristics of the observed image is what I said. It is enlarged and it is an erect image, enlarged and virtual image. Enlarged virtual. Okay, the diagram you can easily draw as well. Okay, so in fact we'll go for a very short break. After the break, I'll show you some videos, and we'll discuss some board paper, recent board papers, 2014 board papers, paper questions as well. We'll see, and stay tuned with the NTV. And I'm going for a very short break, after which we'll come back. Okay, stay tuned.